Have you ever done something nice for someone and they returned the favor many years later? When I was 23, fresh out of prison for a stupid car theft I'd committed at 19, I was desperate for work. No one would hire me the second they ran my background check. I'd walk into places feeling hopeful, fill out applications, interview well, then get that call a few days later. Sorry, we've decided to go with someone else. I was down to my last $20 when I walked into this small tech repair shop downtown. The owner was this older guy named Eli, probably in his 60s, with thick glasses and grease stains on his shirt. Place smelled like burnt circuits and coffee. Most people took one look at me and made assumptions. Eli just handed me a broken laptop and said, "Fix this. If you can, you're hired." The screen was cracked, wouldn't boot up, making these weird clicking sounds. I popped it open, saw the hard drive was loose, reseated the RAM, and had it running in under an hour. Eli watched me work the whole time, nodding quietly. "When can you start?" he asked. I told him about my record right there. Figured he deserved to know before hiring me. He just shrugged and said, "Everyone deserves a second chance. Some people just need it more than others." For 2 years, Eli taught me everything. Hardware, software, how to talk to customers, how to run a business. He paid me fair wages, never made me feel like a charity case, never brought up my past. When customers asked about the young guy fixing their computers, he'd say, "That's Nathan, best tech I've ever worked with." I saved every dollar I could. Eventually, I had enough to move to another city and start my own repair shop. I sent Eli postcards on his birthday, Christmas cards, but never saw him again after I left. 10 years later, I was running a chain of 5 shops across 3 cities. Business was good. I had 12 employees and was finally living the life I never thought I'd have. One Tuesday morning, I got an application from a guy named Jacob. Resume looked solid, had some technical experience, but during the interview he seemed nervous, kept stumbling over his words, fidgeting with his hands. I could tell something was off. As I reviewed his file afterward, I saw it. That little box checked at the bottom. Previously incarcerated. Drug charges looked like, plus some time in rehab. My first instinct was to pass. I had a business to protect, employees to think about. But something about the guy bothered me. He looked familiar somehow. When I walked back into the interview room, I decided to take a chance. "You know anyone named Eli?" I asked. The guy blinked, surprised. "Yeah, he's my dad. How do you know him?" I felt my stomach drop. "Was," I said quietly. "You said was." Jacob's face crumpled a little. He passed away last year. Heart attack. I just sat there for a minute, processing. This kid, probably mid-20s, looked exactly like Eli had when he was younger. Same eyes, same hands, same way of looking at you like he was figuring out how something worked. "Your dad gave me a job when nobody else would," I told him. "Taught me everything I know about this business." Jacob nodded slowly. "He talked about you sometimes. Nathan, right? Said you were one of the good ones who just needed a break. I hired him on the spot. Didn't even check his references. 3 months later, Jacob was my best technician. Turns out he'd learned a lot from his dad before the addiction took over. He was grateful for the chance, worked harder than anyone, and never once made me regret the decision."